so they captured them. Oh wow, look, they're giving them sandwiches. Wow, this is absolutely ridiculous. Get some water. Are you thirsty? I need some water. You've been talking too much, and we told you. I told you that this is expected. I mean, if you had a different like perspective or whatever, you thought they're gonna like land into Gaza, right, and deliver aid. First of all, what aid do they had? I heard one guy, I mean, one person in an interview say they had like 150 kilograms of flour. I mean, I haven't verified that information, but like, I mean, just look at the ship. It's so small, like you cannot carry any aid. So, and now they have deported this Greta. Look at her. She's handcuffed. This is in Paris airport. Handcuffed. And now here she is on the airplane.
Tête de cul, espèce de...
And the guy's insulting her in French. Sir, you don't have to do that. We don't need insults and all that. And so she started getting like these interviews and all that. Like that was expected. I mean, I don't understand like this view. See what they do in media. Is they have these two sides. Always. You take any issue and they have two sides. And you're just supposed to, you know, fit in either one of the two. You can't use critical thinking. You can't use your brain to understand the situation. And they just start accusing everybody like this is absolutely... See, this Palestine conflict have exposed a lot of people. Now, let's listen to what she's going to say.
Did you said you had no contact at all with any of your other colleagues from the boat when you were detained? Is that what you said?
No, that's not what I said. I was just mainly speaking. I don't really know what's going on because
You don't know what's going on with the others?
Are you worried
no,
about?
I wasn't able to say goodbye.
Are you worried about the others that they might be detained for the next?
Yeah, I'm very worried about them. We heard many different...
And so what happened is that she got released. The Israelis have presented them with a document that says that you have to sign it. Also, one thing that is unverified, I just saw it on a tweet. It says that when you sign the contract, you cannot enter Israel for 100 years, which is a crazy idea. But I mean, that's possible. I mean, I don't know the details about that. Like I said, I haven't verified. And I'm trying to be honest on this channel. So I don't want to spread misinformation and all that. But Greta and some 3 other French activists, let's call it that, they have signed the document and they left. And that's why you see her in Charles de Gaulle airport. And there was like 7 people still detained because they refused to sign it. They said, oh, well, we were on international waters.
Pointing towards that they would not make it easy. And there were troubles with being able to see lawyers. So I'm very much calling for their immediate release and calling for everyone who can to mobilize to their government and other ways to demand their immediate release. And of course to demand not only humanitarian aid being let into Gaza, but also a ceasefire, but most importantly an end to the occupation and an end to the systemic oppression and violence that Palestinians are facing on an everyday basis.
Are you disappointed you didn't manage to break the blockade?
I don't know if disappointed is the right word. This is a continued violation of international law and war crimes that is...
How is it a violation of international law? And see, this is what they're trying to do. They say, well, if you uphold the laws and the regulation in place, you are somehow on the other side, meaning you're a Zionist or you're pro-Israel and all that. It doesn't have to be that way. The law doesn't care about which side on you're on or what are you supporting exactly. The law is the law. If you watch my channel, I made this video about Hamas and I said, look, armed struggle or armed resistance against illegal occupation is legal under international law. And I said it, and some people got mad. They say, well, this is terrorism. No, the CNN told me it's terrorism. I said, no, look, and I opened the Geneva Convention document, and I showed you, and I showed the people, the audience, I showed them the text. On the other side, there was this Israel claiming, not just Israel, everybody in the West in general, right, claiming that somehow Israel has the right to defend itself. Well, I went looking for this right to defend yourself in international law and I couldn't find it. There is no text that says that. You can't find it. You can't find it in the United Nations Charter, and you cannot find it in the Geneva Convention or any other document that you want to look into. This right to defend yourself, it applies to legit countries, meaning legitimate states. Right? They have the right to defend themselves against occupation or invasion. It does exist. That right, it does exist. But Israel is not a legit state, right? And so I've made so many videos and people, they don't want to watch, especially on TikTok. I share this 15-second, 30-second clip and I say something, people take it out of context. If you're interested in what I have to say, you can just look at my channel. Now, when I say this Greta Thunberg did not respect international law, it doesn't mean I'm a Zionist or I'm pro-Israel or anything. I also say that Israel is illegally occupying that territory and they don't have the right of self-defense. Now, when people get confused is the fact that if you say that the so-called quote-unquote pro-Palestinian are doing something illegal, it just pushes you to the other side, which is absolutely absurd. This logic, I mean, what kind of logic are you using? I'm just saying you don't have the right to be in international wars. I said you don't have the right. You need government permission. You can sail into international waters, but you can't cross like 12 miles or 24 miles. To be honest, like, because I'm obligated to tell the truth, they were way above or beyond the 24 miles imposed by every country. But they had the intention of crossing that zone of international water. And it doesn't make me a Zionist or anything. This is just like absolutely absurd. They don't have the aid necessary. And it was purely symbolic, like I said previously.
Are systematically committing against Palestinians by not letting aid come in, by starving people and mass slaughtering in every possible way, during a live-streamed, full-blown genocide that the world is watching.
How do you feel about the European governments and their position and what they're doing and not doing?
Yeah, both in our case, their silence was complicity with Israel's illegal action.
Okay, well, so, ma'am, why can't you fix that problem? Why can't you fix the source of the problem? She's from Sweden, right? And Sweden have been participating in protecting Israel. Why don't you fix the Swedish government? Why will you go into international waters and all that, and flags and all that? Instagram, they call it the selfie. They call it the selfie yacht or something like that. I can't remember what they call it. But why can't you fix your own government? This is the problem I had with this so-called protest.
But most importantly, their complicity in the genocide that's going on now by sending aid, by sending military and financial support to Israel. They are also...
Why can't you fix it? Why can't you fix it? Like sailing into Gaza is going to change that fact? No. So, and you already knew that. But that person was just hired. I mean, I don't trust anything she has to say. But
words to describe the betrayal that is happening every day by our own governments.
You were made the choice. You were offered the choice to return straight away, or for leaving Israel. Can you tell us? You chose to leave Israel straight away. We've been told that people were forced to sign papers in which they recognized that they'd entered the country illegally. Did that happen for you?
I did not recognize that I entered the country illegally.
Well, you did. Why are you lying? Hey, Greta, why are you lying? You did enter the country illegally. Of course, that was international law, like I mentioned before. But you had the intention to enter it legally because you didn't get the permit from the Israeli government. And you can say, well, that Palestine, Gaza, whatever. Palestine does not exist. It's not recognized by the United Nations. It's not a country. So this is the fact. I live in reality. If you live in some imaginary parallel universe, that's your problem. I don't deal with that. I deal with reality. Palestine does not exist. Gaza is under Israeli occupation, is under Israeli control. So if you're going to enter Gaza, you need Israel permission. And they did not get it. So I don't care what you have to think about the situation. trying to help the Palestinians. They did not intend to help anybody because they did not have the required amount of food and medical supplies for the people in Gaza. 2 million people. They did not have enough. Okay, we didn't know. We don't even know like how much they have. But the numbers of they're laughable.
Very clear in my testimony that we were kidnapped on international waters and brought there again.
And see, they're gonna start hijacking this word. Pay close attention to this word, kidnapping. They start gonna hijack it. Nobody kidnapped you. Nobody. The Israelis, you should consider yourself lucky. The previous attempt in 2010, when they were doing the same type of mission, 10 people have died and 50 people have been injured. Right? So I made the previous video and I said I don't want to keep repeating myself.
This was a mission of trying to, once again, the Freedom Flotilla coalition has been continuously sending boats aiming to break the siege and open up a humanitarian corridor since 2008. And this was one of those missions. And right now, more important than ever, because of the siege and because of the systematic starvation of over 2 million people and the
I don't know why they're doing
genocide.
this
This was a mission
distraction.
of attempting to once again bring aid to Gaza, which is desperately needed, but also to send solidarity and say that we see you, we see what it
This is bullshit. I don't know why they're trying to distract the people. You know, this is not gonna resolve anything. This is not gonna change the situation on the ground. It's not gonna remove the blockade or the siege or anything like that. I mean, it was clear from the very beginning it's not going to change the situation. And anybody with half a brain understood that. But somehow, like, there's still people like defending this stuff. Anyway, that's what if you have anything to add, leave it in the comment section below, and see you next time.